In today's video, I'm going to show you several ways to drive trains here in Brookhaven. Well, when we talk about trains here in Brookhaven, the first thing that comes to my mind is the Brookhaven subway. And there are several subway entrances like this one all over Brookhaven. But the Brookhaven train has a very serious problem that you probably already know. It's like, even though we see the train light here in front of us, it simply doesn't work. And to prove that, it's very easy. Because basically, as soon as you get on the train, it starts moving as if it had a driver or something. But to begin with, there's no conductor here, no driver or anything to control this train. That's pretty weird. But the definitive proof that this train doesn't work is if we go to our backpack and get the item called bed. Because using the bed, we can simply come over here to this glass and place it right. Now we can just lie down on our bed and get out of the train this way. See? And well, as you can see, the train is not moving. The only thing that moves here, actually, are the walls to make it look like the train is running. This already proves that the train doesn't work, right? But in case you still have doubts about this, you can simply get a bed and place it exactly in this spot here. And if you lie down on the bed, you might pass through the wall and end up on top of the subway. As you can see, the train is stopped here. I'm outside the train, see? And even if we get back in, the train will be moving. This wasn't supposed to be like this. And just out of curiosity, if you use your bed exactly here in this spot, you can lie down on it and fall into the void. But despite all this, there is indeed a way to make the Brookhaven train move almost for real. Basically, by entering the subway, we will sit in any of these blue seats here. And when you sit in any of these seats, these four options will appear, which are the other subway lines in Brookhaven. So, clicking here on the crown station, we will basically be teleported to this location. And now, getting off the train, we have access to Crow Point Station here. And it's nothing more than that subway station on top of the Brookhaven Hill. Another way to drive trains here in Brookhaven is by coming to this option here and taking the job of a pilot. Because basically, with this option enabled, we can come here to the driver's cabin and sit in the chair. Then we will also have the teleport option here. But using these common options, we will never really drive the train. Because, like it or not, the Brookhaven subway is just a teleport and not a real vehicle like a car or a motorcycle. And dude, doing a quick search, I found this video on TikTok that basically shows several players forming a train using lawnmowers. And this idea is really genius, but it needs more people to make this lawnmower train. But since all my friends are offline, I will have to improvise using my account and 3 other secondary accounts that I have. So now we just need to put lawnmowers on all the characters. And now that everyone has a lawnmower, I basically need to go through them here and place them on the mower, like this, as it's difficult to control. So basically I will place the other characters on top like this. And now we just need a chubby guy to come here at the end of our train. And now, using just the lawnmower and several characters, we created a real working train in Brookhaven. Of course, it's all glitchy and walks all crooked, but it really works. I can go anywhere I want here. And if I want to improve this train, I can basically leave them here. When the friends are stuck here on the ground like this, just get on your motorcycle and pick up the cart with the button one here. And of course, with a regular Brookhaven motorcycle, we already have a decent speed. It seems like I'm really going faster than I was before. But if by any chance you have the car game pass, you can come here and modify the speed to 200, for example, and set the turbo to 3 here. And now with all this speed, you can see that we have the fastest train in Brookhaven. I'm really very fast, but man, I'm going to crash into this rock here. My god. And guys, the player train is really fun, but I had an idea that is probably better. Basically, I searched on Roblox and found this game here. And well, guys, I just entered the Brookhaven Trains game, and basically, you can see that we went to heaven, because look at the brightness of this lobby. I can't even see myself properly. But ignoring this little shiny factor here, you can see that there is really a big train here. Obviously, it needs tracks to run, so there are these tracks here on the ground instead of Brookhaven streets. And there's also this top part, which I believe is like a cable car. But well, the thing everyone wants to know is if we can actually drive this train here in Brookhaven. Well, where the driver's entrance should be, here you can see that I get kind of glitched, right? I mean, I can even climb up here, but I get kicked out. Another entrance on this side here simply doesn't open either. Maybe because I don't have a ticket. Maybe because I didn't buy a pass. So it's really hard to get in. But using several ancient techniques and knowing Roblox like no one else, I know there must be a glitched spot here. Let me just see here. Yeah, it wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but it worked. So basically, man, now I have to go to the front of the train to see if we can get into the driver's cabin. Now let's see if we can actually drive. So let's sit in this chair and how do you even drive a train? To be honest, dude, I don't see any buttons in here. No lever. There are no commands. And I'm pressing here to move like it would be a car. car, but I'm not managing to. Unfortunately, it seems we can't drive this train either, but as you can see, it's huge, right, man? So it would be really cool if we could drive this monster of a train, you know? But the next attempt is called Brookhaven Tram. Only, I'm not very hopeful because of these photos here. Man, this doesn't even make sense. And well, guys, I just entered the game, and you can see that we are apparently at a station here, with several train tracks and such. Okay, so basically, apparently, we can drive the train here, right? So, how do I do it? I managed to get into the train. Awesome. I'm here in the driver's cabin and all. And we can actually drive here. You can see here on my right, we have several commands and controls. But honestly, I'm not going to read any of that because if it's more than 2 lines, I don't read it. And dude, look, the city looks much bigger with all these trains. Man, it looks really cool. But guys, unfortunately, most Brookhaven train games are really buggy. So, as my 5th grade math teacher used to say, if you want something done right, do it yourself. And that's why I've already entered Roblox Studio to make Brookhaven with a train. So the first thing I have to do is go to the search tab and look for trains, right, which will show various items that we can put in our Brookhaven. The first thing I'm going to do is place the train station, right, which I found this one that looks a lot like the Brookhaven stable. See? Of course, this station has to be much bigger because the trains I'm going to put here are going to be bigger. Besides, I also found this other station part that we can use to, like, buy tickets and stuff. It even matches the rest of the things here. Now we're going to start placing the train tracks. Right, I found this one that is quite realistic and all. And now we're duplicating the tracks to go through the rest of Brookhaven. This way we're going to make a super giant track in our Brookhaven that covers the whole city. And dude, if you're enjoying this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel so this video is recommended to you and to other people who like Roblox. Okay, I placed the track from there to the other end of Brookhaven, and now we can start placing our trains. Well, the nicest train I found so far is basically this red train, which looks a lot like an old Japanese train, you know? Like those old subways. Another thing I think will look pretty cool here is placing a train garage, so I'm going to turn this back part here into a garage. I can put as many trains as I want here. Basically, there's this first train which is pretty big and very nice. I'm also going to place some other train copies, like this Japanese train we already put. This pack of trains I found here too, see, which has several very old trains. There's this train here too, which looks a lot like the train from that game we played, and it even has a little spawner here, see? I'm going to put all the other trains I find here in Roblox Studio that I think are interesting to place in our train haven. But of course, for this to be a real garage, I have to put fences here so no one can steal our trains, since trains are very expensive objects, you know? And I'm sure these very expensive fences will be more than enough to stop anyone from stealing our trains. Okay, garage created. I'm just going to move this part of the building forward to make it look like it's directly connected to the fence. Right, well, our station is already looking very nice, but now we need to put some more decorations in it. And I think the main thing is to put some bacons, like some bacon sitting here on this chair. Right, so I'm going to place them right here. Duplicate and also place more bacon sitting like this. We also need to have some female bacons here, and some kids too, because there are always some kids at stations or airports. Right, and now I think our train station looks pretty good. Well, basically now we're going to see how our trains turned out, if any of them are really drivable, you know? But as you can see, our train that we placed here to run on the track simply turned into a ghost train. It's walking randomly around the map, so we'll have to ignore this train for now. This station works very well. Right, you can see there are several noobs here and all, and I even put this strong noob here. Look how big he is. Man, and coming over here we'll have access to the garage. Ah, I forgot that the train passed there. My head went flying. But anyway, here I also placed several other trains that I want to test if they work, like this train here that I can even enter, but it doesn't even have a driver's cabin. My god. Besides the extra trains, I also put some other mean trains, like this train here that looks like a children's train, which it actually is, but it has the potential to work. So let's see here. It even has a lever and all, but unfortunately, dude, it's not working. Man, now I notice that this train has little eyes. Look at that. How crazy. Dude, how bizarre. I have to be very careful passing here to see the other trains, otherwise, it's going to run me over. Man, look. Okay, fast. No! My god, let's go! These old trains here, I believe they can't be driven because they are just wagons. Right, they're not real trains, you know? So I can really just leave them as decoration and move on to the next one, which is this big beautiful train here. I can see here and I can even climb on it, but unfortunately, I can't access the cabin. Right, it must be locked and all. The train is very old too. Right, so really, maybe it doesn't even work anymore. But look how cool, it even flies. Right, so it's really very cool. I put Thomas used the train just as a meme, because he's the kind of train that exists in Roblox Studio. So he's here, right, just for those who like him. And dude, the last train I have here, which is very cool, is this yellow train here, which unfortunately also can't be driven. So as you can see, despite all these trains we placed, none of them are really drivable. It's very difficult to find a working train. And that's why, unfortunately, this video is coming to an end. But if you like this video, there are other videos around for you to watch, and I'm sure you will love them. Thank you very much to everyone who watched the video until the end, and see you in the next video.